Happy Homebrew Wednesday, folks. Ryan Patrick Murphy here, enjoying a little bit of beer. Alright, I got a few problems. Let's start off the show. It's not a show. This is not production quality. This isn't the show. The episode with a few problems. A. Not a homebrew. This is a Summit Extra Pale Ale. It sounded really good. I wanted a beer to drink in my Summit Pilsner glass. Yes, I know this isn't a Pilsner, it's a Pale Ale. But whatever, need a good reason. B. It's not Wednesday. Didn't get around doing a show yesterday. Didn't get recorded yesterday. Didn't get recorded before yesterday. 3. I haven't recorded an episode in 2 weeks. Sorry guys, Christmas, holidays, we get busy, and I know the other home brewers on YouTube got their shows done, and that's great, because I did go back and watch them. They're pretty great. So anyway, talk about a couple things. Tonight I brewed a Snowed-In Pale Ale, another recipe prepared by my local homebrew shop. Kitchen Wine Spirits, Cedar Falls, Iowa. I don't have a problem sharing that with you folks. If you go on the internet, you can find where I'm from, especially Twitter, @RightChannel. Follow me. Anyway, so, the Pale Ale was supposed to have a original gravity between 1055 and 1060. I get 1058, 1059. I'm really pleased with that. That's, that is a lot closer to the OG than what I'm usually able to get with most of my beers. So I'm really glad I was able to get that. So hopefully that turned out to be a great beer. Got it fermenting. I have a Spice of Winter Ale that's fermenting that we did last week. And yesterday I started a couple ciders. 1 gallon of... I don't remember what the ciders were. One was actually an apple juice and one was an apple cider. I got 1 gallon of the apple cider and like 1.6 quarts of the apple juice. Somehow I misread it and thought it was a gallon. But the 1.6 quarts I think was just as much as the 1 gallon. So I put brown sugar in both of them, a little bit of cinnamon. We'll see how they end up. The ratios are not the same at all. Ratio-wise, the apple juice, those 1.6 quarts, probably has a little bit more brown sugar than the 1 gallon of apple cider. I'll tell you what, today though, I got home, smelled the closet. Doesn't smell good, got a little bit of sulfur smell. The yeast had been floating around for about 4 months. The juices had been in my kitchen for about 4 months, maybe 3. I want to say 4. So we'll see how it goes. From what I've read, it may turn out fine. Just gotta wait, let it get through its stuff. So we'll give it time and see what happens. Anyway, next on tonight's agenda, been working on a website called the Power Hour Brew Crew site. Now you're probably wondering, Power Hour, what? Alright, first let's talk about this lady right here, Ali Spagnola. Yes, I'm pointing at a girl on a poster in my office. She wrote an album called the Power Hour album. She didn't create the Power Hour. She wouldn't claim to. But the Power Hour album, she wrote 60 songs, all 1 minute long. After each song, you're supposed to take a drink of beer. Songs are really good. They're all drinking related. Okay, so now you're going, oh, gosh, I'm not a college student or whatever. You know what? You don't actually have to do the Power Hour. The songs are really good. Just listen to the music. You drink homebrew. I don't know why I'm holding this up. It's not homebrew. But anyway, I digress. So me and a couple friends, I got them turned on to her. They liked her music. Every once in a while she has live shows on the internet. She just got back from a nation tour. I did go see her. She did come to Iowa. Great show. Just great job. I don't know, I would definitely go see her again. Mind you, me and my buddy went down and we drank. Her beer of choice is PBR. Actually, PBR Light, Pabst Blue Ribbon. And I tell you what, my buddy, he was like, "All right, let's do this the right way. If it's her beer, we'll drink this." And the tall boys and a shot of beer. So 1.5 ounces by the night or the end of the hour, 90 ounces beer. That's a lot of beer. I am not condoning this activity. If you're someone who wants to do it, it's not on me. I'm saying that right now. But anyway, you know about it. So we decided, me and my buddy were home brewers, and we found other home brewers through the Power Hour League. That's what she calls her fan base, Power Hour League. And we decided, let's run a little brew club. All right, so we called it the Power Hour Brew Crew. Now, there's about 3 of us in Iowa and 1 of us in Australia. We're not big. I built a quick website. Sorry if you heard my phone, it just went off. I built a quick website, WordPress, kind of put some things. Some people responded, and you know what? It's a crappy website. So I'm working on something new, working on something better, something more usable, something that people on the internet can actually use. So what this website will do, will let anyone sign up. I'll probably put a caption in place to keep the bots out. Nobody wants a whole bunch of spammers coming in. If you sign up for my site and you spam, I will block you. Sorry. I really hate spammers. Anyway, so you sign up. Okay, well, how's this useful to me? Well, you can post recipes to the site. Recipes that you made. Recipes that you bought from someone. Now, some suppliers may get upset, and if they email me and say this needs to be taken down, I will probably take it down. I'll make it less visible. I don't want to get sued. This is a free website. I'll let people join. A lot of the sites, a lot of good homebrew suppliers will openly make their recipes available. But by having a central repository, anyone who comes to the site can just see these things. All right, so at the beginning, there's not going to be a whole lot of recipes. But if you as an individual come up with your own recipe, you can post it. Okay. So why is this useful for you? You're still asking the questions. Stop asking questions! Sorry. You'll also be able to log your brews that you're doing. So if you do a Moose Jewel clone several times, each time you can log what you're doing. Let's go take a look at the site. It's not done. It's not even at the domain name yet. There's a WordPress site there, but I'm redoing the site in Drupal, adding more functionality. So let's go take a quick look. So here's the website. It will be at the powerhourbrewcrew.com. As you see, you got a nice little beard logo here. Everyone needs a beer logo. Am I right, folks? Homepage is pretty basic right now. Probably change it. If you look over here, you'll see recent brews. So this will show like the top. They're the latest 5 brews that people are doing. We have a recipes tab. This is where the recipes will be stored. So we'll open up that. You can see we have a Spice Winter Extract kit with specialty grains. Caribou Slobber Extract with specialty grains. So these are both Northern Brewer kits. And I think we do have a responsibility that if we're going to post recipes, we do need to specify an author. I will make that required. Now, when I say required, if a recipe gets posted and you haven't actually created the author, I'll let you keep the recipe posted. If you don't get the author added within a couple days and I notice, I may delete the recipe. or I may get a hold of whoever posted it. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna police it. I don't want to police it. We'll figure that out. I may just require it. So give credit where credit's due. That's what we want to do. Fine folks at Northern Brewer are kind enough to post their recipes online for their customers to see. And I think every decent homebrew supplier should do that. Yeah, so maybe some of the people will find these recipes and go order the stuff from somewhere else. But it's also bringing them to their site, and if I see a good deal on their site, I'll buy the stuff there. I really like Northern Brewer, and I will buy stuff from them. I would prefer to buy it from them than other places. Now, I ultimately like to buy from my local homebrew shop, but I'll probably post the recipes there too, unless they have a problem with it. They say they don't want me to post their stuff, I won't. But anyway, so we have our, so far there's 2 recipes on the site, because I've added them myself. We can see the Caribou Slobber. This is the Moose Drool clone by Northern Brewer. We can click on it, and you can see we have all of the ingredients. You don't have to add all these if you don't want to. You'll have an option to link, and the Caribou Slobber is kind of the example recipe. You can put in the entire process for brewing this, but you can put all the ingredients. You can just put the URL of the recipe. This is a bad idea because if that URL changes, then the recipe will become invalid, and we'll have to fix it. You can download, and then upload the recipe file. And this is probably the best feature here, because there are times where some suppliers will just stop offering their recipe kit. Best example I can offer is Brewer's Best. Make a lot of great kits. They used to make a black lager kit they don't make anymore. It'd be good to have that on file somewhere. So that is one I will be posting on here. If they email me and yell at me, we'll figure something out. Anyway, so there's that. Now let's go look at the recent brews here. So we see that the Spiced Winter Ale was one that I recently did. I did it last week. Click on that. You can see when it was brewed, when I'll need to move to secondary, and bottling day and drinking day. Now the site, I haven't set up the site yet to send out emails regarding things. It's a little tricky. I haven't quite gotten around to figuring that out. But you'll be able to make notes. There was some debate on whether the mulling spice should go in the primary. We decided to strain them out. So you leave notes for yourself. You can put in what your OG was. What did you get for original gravity? It may be different than what the actual kit is. But you can click back to the kit too, and then look up what it is, because we have the PDF file right here. So we can load the PDF. It's like, well, this is what it should have been. But this is what I actually got. Okay, let's log in now as a user. I may try to figure out how to integrate this with Facebook or Gmail so you don't have to actually remember another user account. I think that'd be really useful for folks. If you're not interested in that, let me know below. Sorry, that's not the right username. We'll get logged in, and we'll try to use the right password. And I'm sure someone who's watching will hack in. Anyway. So you see when you log in now, there's a brew calendar. Now if you're entering your brew log entries, you will actually get things on your calendar. Alright, so it's a little bug here. If you see the blue line of annoyance, that just means that you have a previous date with your brew log, with that brew log, that's already occurred in the previous months. The number of times you see that blue line, that means that we're trying to figure out how to fix that. It may never get fixed. It might get fixed. I don't know. I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure it out. But as you can see, so I started that Spiced Winter Ale in December. So go back to December. You see, okay. So it shows up there. So Spiced Winter Ale. And you'll see that it's here too. This would probably be the move secondary date. We can click on it, and it'll take us back to here. So really, the site's going to give a lot of options. You can log your brews. Other folks can kind of check up, see what's going on. Let's go and add a brew log entry here. We're not actually going to add one. No, we are. I'll add one. So I will call this the Snowed in Pale Ale. I don't have a recipe to associate with this. I'm not currently requiring it, so I'm not going to. But I'm going to put what my gravity was that I got. I got 1.059. We'll say that was my original gravity. I do need to figure out how to handle some of this stuff with secondary in case you're not someone who wants to do it. I would suggest just leave it with the default because that'll be that current day. I don't think that will hurt anything. So we'll just say 2 weeks. I'll bottle it. And then 2 weeks after that, I can drink it. And of course, it's not a stone. It's just to help you out. You can come check in the site. Go, when do I need to do this? Here you can see you can add some notes. There's a review. So let's say after you get your stuff brewed, you drink it, you hate it. You can come back and tell yourself that. Tell yourself, I can't stand this crap. It's terrible. This will help you remember how beers are going. I will add another page or a view of all the beers that you as an individual have done. So you don't have to go back and click through the calendar. You'll have just a list, most recent at the top. So you can look through and go, okay, when did I do this? My hope is I can get so you can sort it by columns or whatever. And you can remember whether you like something, or you're just like, oh, there's this one beer. I can't remember what it was called. We'll look it up. If you have any suggestions for the site, leave a comment down below. Or leave it. Well, they changed the comment system. Comment however you're supposed to comment on YouTube these days. I'll read them. And I will make additions, deletions, changes with, things that are reasonable. So that's all I have for you this week on our Homebrew Wednesday. So brew good beer. Cheers. 17. Brew really good beer. I'll see you next week.